According to the Minnesota Department of Health, in 2023, 1,001 Minnesota residents lost their life to an opioid overdose. This is exactly why I think that as a community, we all should carry naloxone on us as we're out in the community. I choose this topic because I have seen the overdose rates spike in Olmsted County in the last year to 2 years, and I believe that I am credible to talk on this because I myself carry naloxone on me as I'm out in the community. I understand substance use disorder. I've lived substance use disorder, and I have taken the training to become a community trainer to train the community on how to administer naloxone and important facts about naloxone. Each member of the community should be educated on harm reduction, opioid overdose, and the opioid reversal medication naloxone. I would like to start off talking about a little bit of harm reduction. What is harm reduction? Published February 16th, 2022, written by Morgan Coulson. Coulson explains it as reducing the harm associated with using drugs through a variety of public health interventions. But the concept relies on more than these tools and begins at the most fundamental levels, with recognizing that all people deserve safety and dignity. It does not treat drug use as a moral failing. Others are completely against the thought of harm reduction, and Senate Ted Cruz shows that in What is Harm Reduction? The drug treatment program that Senate Ted Cruz has criticized. Published March 22nd, 2022, written by Andrew Zhang. Zhang mentions how U.S. Senate Ted Cruz criticized President Joe Biden for a $30 million grant program that aimed to mitigate the fallout from the country's opioid crisis and increase fentanyl overdoses. I completely disagree with Senate Ted Cruz. I believe that Biden was leading with compassion. Any human being with a heart would want to help another human being, no matter what the situation is. In What Harm Reduction Really Looks Like, published February 17th, 2025 by Tim Evans. Evans talks about in the process of harm reduction, they have worked to reframe traditionally criminalizing approach to the drug use with one grounded in risk mitigations. Evans continued with harm reduction isn't to pressure the person to stop using the substance, nor do they promote it. It is there to support those in active use. I believe in harm reduction because as much as I would love to help everyone find recovery, it isn't possible until they are ready to find it themselves. In Is There a Risk to Naloxone, written October 4th, 2018 by N. Mullins, H. Brown, and B. Orstridge, they mention that people who use drugs and access harm reduction services are 5 times more likely to seek out treatment than people that don't. I think harm reduction is great for a big city like ours. Now that we have talked a little bit about harm reduction, I would like to continue with what an opioid overdose looks like and how it can be stopped. An opioid overdose will show signs such as low breathing, shallow breathing, no breathing at all. The person won't be responsive. You cannot wake them up. Sounds of gurgling or snoring. Gray or blue color in the skin or the lips. And cold or clammy feeling to the skin. You can stop and reverse the effects of an opioid overdose if you catch it in time with a medication called Naloxone. Naloxone comes in two forms for administration. One form being the nasal form, and this would be shot into their nose. It is a 4 milligram dose of naloxone called Narcan. Or another dose would be intramuscular with the needle and the vial. Both doses work the same. Sometimes you have to use multiple doses, but so now that we better understand what an overdose looks like, and how we can reverse it, I think that it is important that everyone help me with my next request. I think that everyone should carry naloxone on them while they are out in the community. Normally, the first person on scene of an opioid overdose is someone out in the community or is a fellow friend or family member. So, if we were to carry this on us in the community or at businesses, we would all be saving lives and we could help fight this opioid crisis. What I am asking doesn't cost you a dime either. You can get free naloxone at naloxone access points here in Rochester. There's probably 6 or 7 of them. And you can also be trained for free here in Rochester on how to administer naloxone. If you would like to find more information about any of these free programs, you can check out the Steve Rumbler Hope Network at www.steverumblerhopenetwork.org. With all that being said, I hope that what I have said has made you want to carry naloxone on you while you are out and about in the community. It doesn't hurt to carry it on us, and the best thing that we could do is save another person's life.